So now we're on Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, and Jesus says this, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its flavor, with what will it be salted? It is then good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden under the feet of men. You are the light of the world. A city located on a hill can't be hidden. Neither do you light a lamp and put it under a measuring basket, but on a stand, and it shines to all who are in the house. Even so, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." And so I wrote in my commentary that conformity is not Christianity. And that's how a lot of Christians, and well, I would almost say false Christians and false churches are trying to function, is they're trying to look like the world. And you don't put salt on your food so it can taste, so the food doesn't change, right? You don't put salt on meat where the salt tastes just like the meat. No, the salt adds something different, right? And you don't turn on a light or light a candle because you want things to stay dark. No, there's a huge contrast. And so it is with the church. The church should look way different than the culture. Now, not, a lot of things can be the same, like the way we dress and the style of music, right? The melody can be the same in a lot of ways. But our convictions and our core values should be way different. And so we have to make sure as Christians that we don't adopt the values of the world, or else we're not different and we don't help them. We need to be different and we need to have different values. And then it goes on to say, I lost my place. Here we go. Verse 17. "Don't think that," and this is Jesus talking again, "don't think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I didn't come to destroy, but to fulfill." And I tell you what, when you read the New Testament and you get revelation from it, and then you read the Old Testament, it becomes obvious that that's what Jesus did. He fulfilled the law and the prophets. And I wrote in my commentary that God's revelations build on each other until we are together with Him in a new heaven and a new earth. And then he says this, "For most certainly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not even one smallest letter or any tiny pen stroke shall in any way pass away from the law until all things are accomplished." And so I wrote, God's word will outlast this whole universe. I remember I preached a sermon whenever I was a youth pastor, and I said, God's word is more concrete than concrete, right? The heaven and earth will pass away. God's going to destroy it with fire. But His word will never pass away. When you live your life based on God's word, you stand on His promises and you stand on His instructions and directions. You're standing on something immovable. You're standing on something secure, right? When you deal with your finances and your marriage and your career choice and how you deal with people, the way you think, if you conform your mind to God's word, you're conforming it to something that is concrete and lasting, right? You get that advantage. Take advantage of that. Everyone else, they've got their life is just on sinking sand or on waves where it's movable, and culture changes, advice changes, but God's word doesn't change. So you can rest knowing that you've got the truth that is stable and will never be done away with. Heaven and earth will pass away, but God's word will not pass away.